Hello, my name is Jeff Bolton. I am your online instructor for the Introduction to 5th Class Power Engineering. This video is a little bit of information about the course for parents and students. The program itself for students allows students to explore the career of power engineering and get exposure to other areas and other trades that are there at the plants. We provide a flexible online learning environment. Students work at their own pace and are able to work through the courses, gaining the theoretical understanding for the course, and then they spend their time working in industry at the various power plants throughout the province, whether it's down in Estevan, at the Shand or Boundary plant, in Coronach, at the Poplar River Power Station, or up in Saskatoon at the Queen Elizabeth Power Station. Students at the end of the two courses have the opportunity to get industry certification through TSASC if they choose to write their 5th class. Students may ask, what is online learning and is it right for me? Well, online learning for students, for a lot of students, is challenging, and because you're learning on your own. There has to be some effective written communication skills involved because you're going to be emailing me and you're going to be asking questions. And you're also going to be doing some assignments and some quizzes. So you're going to be challenging yourself and working through the course. You have to be self-motivated and self-disciplined. Each day you need to spend some time working on the course. So you sit down at a computer, you'll sit down with your textbooks, and you'll work through a unit. I provide timelines, so as long as you follow those timelines, you'll be fine. Sometimes time can slip by and you get behind. You just take part of a weekend and just work through it, or over a holiday, and get things done. You just basically organize and plan your own time effectively and efficiently, and you'll be fine. Taking an online course is also really important to develop the skills to be an independent learner. You may have opportunities later on in life outside of high school that you could take an online course and get certified in an area. Student feedback. We've had a lot of students go through the program, a lot of success. We've had a lot of students move on to 4th class and work in the industry. Here's some student feedback. Someone that is dedicated to their classes also has to be able to learn from reading, because that was most of the class time. To be successful, students must stay on a timeline and be interested in what they're learning. Another student said, a student who possesses a lot of drive and self-discipline would do very well in this course. It also helps to be passionate about the criteria involved in becoming a power engineer. A majority of the information involved in the course is stuff that you've never heard about, let alone knew existed. It helped to keep an open mind and see the bigger picture. Once you take the time to learn the criteria in the course, you will start to notice that some of those things were constantly in your surroundings. You just didn't know their purpose at the time. Stay interested, ask questions, work hard, and absorb the information to the best of your ability. I believe these are factors which will contribute to a better overall experience with the course. 2 students with feedback for you. So about the program itself. Well, taking the course provides students insights into power engineering profession along with other trades such as millwrights, welders, chemical technologists, instrument technicians, and possibly other trades like electricians. After successfully completing both the 20 and 30 level classes, you'll receive 2 elective credits towards graduation, which is always good. And some students choose to write their 5th class power engineering certification with TSASC. Now, that is something completely separate. This course prepares you to write the 5th class certification, and we have a lot of students that do, but some students elect not to. They just finish their 2 credits towards graduation, and they're happy with that. We have a lot of students that are very interested in power engineering and want to do their certification and then keep on working on their 4th, their 3rd, their 2nd, and their 1st, and it basically progresses in that order. So over 2 to 3 years, you're able to move to your 2nd, possibly your 1st class. If students decide to continue their education in power engineering, the 5th class course will increase their chances for acceptance into a 4th class program. Course requirements. Students must be able to drive themselves to and work. Placements at the plant and mobile lab. Some students have a long drive. So in Prairie South School Division, students are going down to the plant in Coronach, the Poplar River Power Station. And sometimes they may stay overnight there in the hotel and then attend work the next day and then drive back later. Students must have CSA approved work boots, the little green triangle on them. And tuition costs for students outside of Prairie South is $500 for the course. So that's a very good price considering the textbooks that they receive is over half of that cost right there. So the textbooks we provide, when you're done with them, they come back, and then we set up the rest in terms of the theory portion and the work study portion. There's no costs other than the cost to drive there. So there is some mileage costs. And for potential students, there might be some costs with regards to hotel rooms if they choose to stay overnight the night before their shift. So theory portion of the course, what does this involve? Well, each of the courses has a lot of reading to do. There's textbooks summarizing the course content. So you read over your chapter, you make some notes, you summarize a few things, some key points. There's some questions at the end of the chapter you do to refresh your memory, to understand, to check to see if you understand. Then you go online and there's videos. So there may be a video on a part or a valve or a pump, something that helps explain what it's all about. Looking at a diagram is really important. When we talk about a valve and how it works and what the importance of that valve is, looking at it and seeing how it works, watching a video on it really helps students understand what it's about. Now, some of these concepts are very difficult to understand, and when you go to the plant, that's where things come together. So the theory portion through the textbooks, you go online, watch the videos, do some self-check quizzes for some of the theoretical understanding, and then you apply your knowledge when you go to the plant. So all the quizzes and tests are multiple choice and true and false matching type questions. They lead up to prepare you for that 5th class exam at the end of the course if you choose to take it. So ultimately we want students to be successful if they take their 5th class certification. So everything leads up to that. Hands-on learning. So STEAM time involves hands-on applications, whether you're in the plant or the trailer. So that's the mobile lab. In Power Engineering 20 and 30, you have 3 sessions in each course at a plant, so 3 8-hour sessions. And you're also at a mobile lab for 3 8-hour sessions. The mobile lab will probably be in a different location and less driving to that mobile lab. The mobile lab is small, it's in the back of a semi-trailer and gives you an idea of the processes that we talk about, and it's more of a realistic setting in which you'll learn the 5th class types of things that you need to apply. It's really important, that lab is really important to understand those criteria. It's a little harder to understand when you're at the plant because of the size of things. It takes many more years to get to the certification of power engineers to run a plant, but it really helps you put things in perspective and gives you an idea of what work life is about as a power engineer. Course content. Power Engineering 20, we take a look at the boiler details, different types of boilers. We look at the fittings and controls of a boiler and the operation and maintenance of a boiler. Get into some of the fuels and combustion, how it works, the piping and valves. So piping of gas, piping of steam, piping of water, everything that's going to and from the boiler. Thermoil systems in Unit 6. Heating systems, human comfort, and some basic math. This would be comparable to basic math would be around a grade 11 foundations math. And so it's pretty straightforward. It's not very difficult. In the 30 level course, it's a continuation on same set of textbooks. We just work through them. We take a look at the plumbing and auxiliaries. We take a look at lighting, because in plants there's lighting and power engineers have to manage that. There's refrigeration, which is another larger component. It's not huge, but there is components of refrigeration and AC system controls in the 5th class. There's pumps and air compressors. Pumps are very important. Distribution generation, how electricity is being produced and how it's being distributed. The provincial acts and regulations and codes. So things that you need to be worried about for 5th class power engineers in Saskatchewan, because as a certified 5th class power engineer, you can run and maintain a boiler of that size for 5th class. You'll find boilers in schools, in apartment complexes, in some smaller businesses that you'll be able to manage with that 5th class certification. Applied sciences. So we talk about different things around pressures and volumes and temperatures and calculations. Take a look at safety, electricity, welding, and water treatment. All of this is in your power engineering course. So again, we read the text, we take the notes, do the questions, watch the videos, take the quizzes, and repeat from chapter to chapter. And when you're out on work experience, you'll be able to apply the theory that you've learned. You'll be able to learn some new things at the plant, and maybe some of those things as you're working through the course will make a lot more sense. So here's a picture of the plant, your online course. Any computer accesses that information, whether it's a phone, a tablet, or a computer system. You have your sets of textbooks. There's 3 pictured there. There's actually a 4th textbook that you're going to get. And then there's the interaction with the power engineers, whether you're at the plant, the shift operators, or you're in the trailer mobile lab with the power engineer in the mobile lab. They're all working with you to give you the information so to be successful in the 5th class program. A few things about the phases of the course. Not so much the course, the program. We started off in 2014 in Prairie South. We worked with some schools. We implemented things. The following year, we moved to involved a few more schools. In year 3, we introduced a mobile lab so that we're able to bring a lab trailer to the students, less traveling to the plants. In phase 4 and 5, the years after, we just continue to work with school divisions and expand the program. Essentially, that's been our rollout. It's not offered to every student throughout Saskatchewan, just in certain provincial areas. Eventually, hopefully this course will be provincial and we'll be able to offer to any student that's interested in Saskatchewan. We have established a lot of partnerships with business and industry. So Saskatoon Industry Education Council, we've talked with the Regina Industry and Education Council as well, and we're continually building partnerships and relationships with other industries outside of this list right here. TSASC, great company to work with. They are the ones that issue certifications for 5th class power engineers. And then our power stations, without them and their involvement and the time that they provide and the expertise in power engineers, just their involvement in this whole process. The Queen Elizabeth station in Saskatoon, our Boundary and Shan stations in Estevan and Poplar River and Cornack, fantastic power engineers to work with, and it's just been an incredible experience for our students to be part of that. So our work study lab is very small, and it packs a lot of information and experiences at a trailer. Students will go through the trailer and learn everything about water treatment to adding chemicals to the water for their process to handle certain processes within the boiler, producing steam, producing heat, and then returning that condensed steam into water, or condensing the steam into water and returning it back into the system. So we have a closed system, and it's just cycled through to create heat. And so the students in this trailer will learn how to manage and operate the entire trailer. At the plant, we get all sorts of experiences, whether it's working with a millwright, taking apart pumps, taking apart valves, repacking pumps, repacking valves, taking a look at everything a millwright does in the plant, to welding. You may get the opportunity to weld a coupon and put together a bead and look at different ways of MIG and TIG and stick welding and gouging and cleaning out welds. Everything with regards to welding, you get a little bit of an option to check that out. And our instrument techs, very important people in the plant, how they manage what they do and types of things that they do. And chemical people, Our chemists in the plants, chemical technicians, what do they do? What are their roles in the plant? So all of this exposure for our students is fantastic. They're all separate careers. And so for power engineers students, they might say, hey, a chemical technologist is something more in my area. I'm really interested in that, and they may pursue a career in that. So the exposure to the various trades at the plant is just a great opportunity for career exploration. If you have any questions, please contact me. There's my phone number and my email. Contact me anytime. I can provide you information. Thank you. Bye now.